Welcome to Actual Scale Modelling. For my next build, I'm building this Revell USS United States scale 1:96. Now the reason why I'm showing you the picture instead of the actual box is because the box is huge and I can't fit it onto my bench without impeding on anything. So I've decided to do it in picture form. So I've taken a few pictures of the contents and we'll go through them now. So the first picture are for the sails. Now there's 3 sets in this. They're in that very light plastic. They're easily damaged. As you can see, a couple of them are already dented, but they can be popped back out. That's not a problem. But saying that, I probably won't be using them. I generally go down the fabric route. But these are coloured in the proper colour, so there's no need to paint them if you do want to use them. Next are the shrouds and rat lines. Now again, like the sails, I probably won't be using the majority of these parts, particularly the shrouds. I think it's better to make my own using rope and so on. I will go in depth on this, how I do it in the video. But you can use these, but to me they look a little bit false because they're plastic. In this set, I suppose we have the lifeboats, cannons, and some of the masts, well, the cross parts of the masts that hold the sails. There's a lot of cannons to do here. There's also a lot of parts of the rigging and that on these sprues as well. So in the next one, we have some masts, the barrels for the cannons, and the windows for the aft of the ship. We also have on these sprues some dead eyes and rigging components as well. And that's good to see because generally the plastic kits don't come with all the dead eyes and things you need to put a full square rigging on. If you want them, you generally have to buy them separately, which can add a lot to the cost of a ship if you're building it with a full rigging. So these ones do have it, and that's really good to see. And next brings us to the hull. It's 2 form parts that also have to be put together. I had a quick look at this, and it looks like to be in good shape. It should be alright for hand painting. I know a lot of people use airbrush nowadays, but I just hand paint. The lines are well defined on it, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem getting the markings done for this. The kit's also supplying its own rope and rigging line, which is really good. Like the dead eyes, kits, when they supply the rigging, it's generally just a bit of thread. They don't go to the length of giving you proper rope to do the rigging. So that is something it's a very nice surprise, and it's gratefully received. There's also the flag and ensigns here. I won't be using these because they're just a sheet of paper that you cut out then and glue to the various masts. I think they look horrible. I'd rather not put any on at all. But I'll see how I tackle that. And finally we come to the instructions. There's 2 booklets here. I think it's 2 booklets because it would be a rather thick book if it was just into one, and I think Revell thought it might be easier to handle if it's in 2 separate parts. The instructions are nicely laid out and numbered, and the steps are well defined on what you should do. There'll be a couple of areas where you probably want to jump a couple of steps, wait for drying time and painting and so forth. Just be aware that sometimes it's not advisable to jump too far ahead when you're building this sort of kit. For the experienced builders, they'll know this. Anyone who's thinking about jumping into this kit, just be mindful of the instructions before you do so. Well, that brings this little intro to a close. I'm planning on starting this build in a couple of days' time. I've got a couple of things to get ready first. I intend for the build log to be a complete build log on this as well. So there's going to be several videos around about the 10 to 15 minute mark, depending on what stage I'm on. So there will be a lot of parts to this build, but I think it's worth doing it that way, so you can just grab it in little stages and have a look at your leisure. So while you're waiting for this build to start, why don't you check out the other videos on my channel, subscribe to it for any updates and the upcoming build for this one. Hit the like button as well if you enjoyed what you're seeing, and indeed put down a comment or question. But for now, thank you all for watching. Bye bye.